So hello everyone and welcome to Sunday School. So it's now
Part 2.
Part 2. It's part 2 of our one from last week.
Also week 2.
Is it week 2 or what week is it in Advent? How many candles do we light? Okay, so let's start. So the first one we light was the candle of
Hope.
Hope. I hope that my barbecue lighter will turn on. Ah, yay. Okay. The candle of hope. And then last week was the candle of
Joy.
Was the close peace. And this week we light the candle of
Love.
joy. You had it. The candle of joy. Next week is the candle of love. So it's Advent 3. 1, 2, 3.
My gosh, it's so close to Christmas.
It's so close to Christmas. So today is the day where we celebrate joy. So Amelia, so we're gonna finish our craft. So our craft, as you recall, you may or may not recall, is we're gonna make stained glass windows. So last week we made a frame. So we did we cut out of black. We made the star of Bethlehem. That's gonna
Joy to me is snacking.
Joy to you is snacking. Yes, on a Friday afternoon, joy to you is snacking. So we have our stars, which need to line up. And I actually, uh-oh.
Mine line up.
Yours line up. I know yours lines up. I'm gonna have to figure out why mine lines up. And we've cut out a whole bunch of little tissue paper, squares and funny shapes in different colors. Off camera. We did that off camera. And then I went to the store today and I bought this is adhesive shelf liner. That's all it is. It's clear shelf liner. Cost me about $1.25. And out of that, I have pre-cut 2 little squares that are going to help us, that we're going to use to actually create our stained glass windows. So the first thing we have to do, Amelia, is we're going to talk about, so it's the third Sunday in Advent. Whose Sunday is it? Who do we celebrate today? Do you know? Who do we celebrate today? Well, I'll give you a clue. Mary. So we have our usual picture of Mary, our icon of Mary that we normally have. And Mary, the mother of Jesus.
We have this Mary.
That Mary, which is our Fisher-Price Mary from one of our crush sets.
And then we have this Mary.
Which is the olive wood Mary from another crush set, yes. And then we have a little tiny Mary from one of the crush sets you play with. And then my very favorite Mary. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's a really beautiful Mary. And she looks... Now, when you look at this Mary, Amelia, what does she look like in that one?
Sad.
She looks sad? Yeah, she kind of might look sad. What are you doing?
I'm trying to move the pine cone because it's like...
It's okay. You want to move this pine cone? Okay, we'll move this pine cone.
A bit close to the fire.
A bit close to the fire. That's actually why they're in tea light in photos. But what else does she look like, this Mary? So what else does she look like? Tired. She looks tired. She looks like she just had a baby. So what do we know about Mary? What do you know about Mary? Tell me a little bit about Mary, Jesus' mom. What do you think?
She gave birth to him.
She gave birth to him, yeah. Do you know the story about how Mary...
Oh, yeah, I did.
Okay.
She was, in her house, and she's a virgin. And then she's in her house, and then along comes an angel. And basically says, the angel says, is that you're going to be pregnant.
You're going to have a baby?
Yeah.
And it's going to be...
a boy.
And it's going to be God's baby. Uh-oh.
It's going to be God's baby.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be the Savior.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that God?
Yeah, it's going to be the Savior, yeah.
It's going to be the Savior. And then, I need one Joseph. Be right back.
Oh, okay.
Joseph.
Well, you can just tell the story with Joseph. We don't have... Joseph is another week. We'll tell the story of Joseph another week. Okay, so while you're doing that, I've realized that I actually have the wrong shelf paper, but we're going to do it anyway. So it's all sticky, and so while Amelia runs to get Joseph, because she wants to tell the story, I'm just going to start randomly sticking all of my things. I'm going to randomly stick all my little stained glass stuff. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to overlap each other a little bit. And hopefully it will shine through. And maybe it won't shine through as much as we would like, but if you can find the clear stuff, it will. That was just my mistake. But see, it's all overlapping. It's lots of fun. And I'm just going to keep on doing that. And I'm going to cover the whole of my sticky sheet. Okay, so Amelia, so Joseph, yeah, you got Joseph. So keep telling us the story. So Mary's visited by an angel, and the angel says you're going to have God's baby. And Mary's surprised. But does God give Mary a choice about having a baby?
Nope.
Actually, that's not true. I think God gave Mary a choice. I think if Mary had said, no, I really, really, really don't want to have this baby,
Okay.
I don't think God would have.
Let me continue telling the story.
Okay.
So, and then the angel left. And Mary doesn't know what to do, I think.
Okay.
So I think she walks outside, and then Joseph comes along. And she's pregnant. And then she rides on a donkey. We don't have a donkey. Wait. Need to get a donkey. I see a donkey.
Oh my goodness. She rides on a donkey. Okay, what? So, well, Mary does have a response. Even before she tells Joseph, she sings a song. Did you know that? She sings a song?
No.
She sings a song. It's called Mary's Song, or the Magnificat. The Magnificat. And in Mary's song, my favorite version says, she says, I'm going to just paraphrase my favorite version. My soul cries out with a joyful shout that the God of my heart is great, and my spirit sings of the wondrous things that you bring to the ones who wait.
Oh, wait, I know that song.
I know you do. Then how does the chorus go? Do you remember?
Joy to...
That's a different song, but my heart shall sing of the day you bring. Let the fires of your justice burn. Wipe away all tears, for the dawn draws near, and the world is about to turn.
I found the donkey.
You found the donkey. So Mary's song talks about how God is changing the world through this little baby. And it's a song of, what are we celebrating today? Remember?
Joy.
Joy. It's a song of joy. And not just joy for Mary, but
Can
joy
I?
for the whole world.
This is the donkey.
Okay, do the donkey. Yeah.
Okay.
Here, I'm going to unstick your sticker.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they ride, I don't know if you can see, but Mary's on a donkey. They ride along. Mary's on the donkey because she can't really walk.
Well, she's very pregnant at that point.
Yeah, and they're headed to Bethlehem.
Yeah, Bethlehem. Yeah.
Bethlehem. And so once they get to Bethlehem, they ask all these people if they could stay in the inn. But all the people said no, they're already full. So they went to one house, and
They went to it. Yeah, went in. Yeah.
They knocked on the door.
Knock, knock, knock.
And he opened the door, and they asked, is there a room for us? And said no, but if you're okay with it, but basically there's a stable that you can stay in. So they went in the stable, and then, oops, after a bit, Jesus comes in a pasture. I can't remember.
In a manger.
In a manger.
In a manger. So I'm wondering if we should save the rest of that story for next week's video, which will be our last video before the new year. But before next week's video, because next week's video will be very close to Christmas. So Amelia, why don't you start sticking? Can you start sticking? You have to get the thing off the floor? Okay. But yeah, so Mary is visited by an angel who tells her she's going to have God's baby. She says yes. And goes on to, and then sings this song about joy. But as I said, it's not just joy for her, it's joy for the world, because she understands.
Joy for the world.
Okay, here, why don't you work on stick all the stickies on it, okay? Stick all the stickies. See how I've overlapped everything?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's what you want to do.
Square.
Well, I don't need to do a square. I just need to cover the whole page in them. But
you need to.
I will do that square. Yeah, I'll do that square. But it's also, she also understands in her song, she talks about how the hungry poor will weep no more for the food they could never earn. What do you think that means?
Like the poor people, I think she'll give food to them.
Well, she understands that Jesus came not just for some people, but for
all the people.
And that part of Jesus coming was a sort of an understanding that some things are not okay, and that people need enough to eat, and that Jesus was coming to turn things around, that Jesus comes into the world. And so this week, as we remember joy, we're going to remember how Mary said yes to God, knowing that saying yes to God meant that it was a larger thing where people would have enough to eat, where people have.
Hold this.
Yeah, why don't we put it down, and then you can put that on there, and then you can just go for it, okay? And that people who have enough share it. So before we go, and as we keep sticking our little bits on, I'm wondering, Amelia, how you, Amelia, can be like Mary. What things is God asking you to say yes to? What is God asking you to say yes to? How can you bring joy to the world, or how can you share, or how can you participate in that vision of God? What do you think?
I think I can, I don't know.
You don't know. Well, I think sharing what you have.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say that, but I can't because of COVID.
You can't share your food in the same way because of COVID. Now, your sister has been doing a project on child labor for school. And so she was moved to make a donation out of her savings to UNICEF. So she gave money to UNICEF to help end child labor. So that's her way of sharing what she has with someone else. And sometimes we share food, right? You share food, you share smiles. That's one way we can help. Another way is how you care for the planet, how you care for the environment. All these things count. All these things are ways that we're saying yes to God and helping with God to turn, with Mary, to help turn the world around. So what I've done is I took my border and I'm taping it. I'm taping my sticky stained glass window to my frame. Now, if it was clear, it would be even better, but obviously it's not clear, but we're gonna work on that for the next time. I just got the wrong while Amelia's sticking it on. And the important thing is to have no spaces in your window. You want it all covered in all kinds of different colors, and make the colors lots of different colors and shapes, just like a real stained glass window. So if you ever see a real stained glass window, often they have lots of different colors and shapes. So what I can do for the back of this, because it's all white, is I'm actually going to try to tape with my clear tape all kinds of colors on.
Can you do it? I can't.
You can do it. Just keep going. You're doing awesome. So I'm just going to start taping all kinds of things on so that it'll kind of show up from the back as well. It won't be as pretty, but it'll still look kind of nice in the window. So we're going to keep going with that. And when I'm done, I'm going to put my frame on the back as well, so that, or it'll be like that actually. So it'll have a star on the back and the front. I'm going to tape it all together and we're going to put it up in the window. And I would love to see the pictures if you do this craft, because it's such a cool craft. So this week, thank you, Amelia. We wish you joy, we wish you peace, and we wish you hope. And we hope that you are safe, and I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy.
Joy, peace, love.
Joy, peace, love, and we will see you for next week when Amelia finishes telling the story, and we get ready for the coming of Jesus, and we light the last candle. So until then, be safe, and we'll see you soon. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ring the bell. I can ring the bell?
Wait,
I was going to say, that would be unusual.